Hi, I'm Sproins, and welcome back to what is potentially the end of the adventures of Fisty McFistface. We have been through quite a bit. We've pretty much taken care of all of the main quests of the game, and we're at a point where progression and leveling up has become pretty slow, pretty incremental, where it takes a lot of effort just for minimal gains. But before we call it quits here, we still have some little last minute things we can do and talk about. Since the last episode, I've been a little busy. I went farming, more clone farming. As you can see, I got a ton more of the spheres of negative weight. So now our carry weight is just absolutely insane. Well, not so much our weight, but the actual amount of things that we are carrying. I don't know. It was very tempting just to always pick them up and just see this number duplicate every time, just exponentially. Before we really get into everything that I did, though, I wouldn't say I did a whole lot. Basically, just cloning. Let's take a look at our spoils. Now, this is combined from the time before and the time that's in between episodes, the one that we did on camera and the little bit of farming I did off camera. Tons of polygel, tons of Kestel faces. Now, the in-between episode farming, I certainly didn't go to too much effort to clone any more of this stuff. This is more than we ever need, right? We don't need any more of this. Let me see if there's anything significant that I did. Yeah, the antimatter cells, more than we'll ever need, ever, in multiple lifetimes. Schrodinger pages, I think this is more than we'll need. I still haven't really used these because there's only a few things left. That's only a few factions that we're not loved by. And it's not really super important at this point. Anything that wants to attack us, it can try, and then it will just get destroyed. I did use a few of my cybernetic credit wedges. I believe I brought my license points up to 100, and we still have plenty left over. These were from previously. Now, kind of the main reason that I went clone farming was for scraps. So basically, I farmed Bep and the other couple of merchants that I have until I had like a good maybe 10 to 20 of each of these, and then I just went farming, and I disabled in the settings. Something you can do is disable automatically disassemble scrap. So I disabled that, and I just collected all of these scrap pieces, and I've already disassembled them, and I've turned the option back on. I just wanted to put these ones back in the chest. This is kind of like the leftover ones. So if I ever want to go farming again, I have something to start with. So those are, yeah, it would be very, very bad if I accidentally picked them all up. And I think that's mostly it. I did grab a few more eaters, nectars, injectors. In fact, I'm going to just also grab a few more. Time cube. I grabbed a few trinkets and things that are craftable and disassembleable, just so that I could use it as something else to kind of get a little bit more bits to round out, because this has a chance to give you 2 7s and 2 8s, which of course is better than just the singular bits. I think I also had something else that I've since disassembled all of them, but that was really the main point, was getting all of those bits. Do I have anything over here? No. We might take a look through all of our chests just to see, kind of reflect on our adventures that we've had. I'm going to wait till morning, because why not? Just let the daylight be daylight. Now, I also found out, I was kind of wondering about this during the last episode, if there were ways to make your base stats over 100, because with Eater's Nectar, you can't. However, with Drops of Nectar, you in fact can. We can take a look at that. I did a little bit of this farming. Your base strength is 120, agility, so they should all be the same. And the way that you do that is very tedious. Like I was saying in the beginning, it's Uber Nostrum injector. How do I preserve my... Did I not take those? I don't think I took them. Even though I specifically wanted to take them because I wanted to show how to do this. Basically, what you do is you... Bear with me here. Yeah, so we'll just do like 10 of them just to kind of show. Well, I'm probably only going to do one, but you would take some Eater's Nectar, you preserve your exotic foods, you turn them into drops of nectar, okay? And then what I do is I go to the world map, and I don't even think that you have to move, but maybe you do, I don't know. I forget. But just moving once on the world map will make you hungry. So then you choose from ingredients, you choose your drop of nectar, you eat it, and nothing happens. And you get 3 of these per like exit and re-entry before you can get hungry again, because you can't eat when you're too full. So choose from ingredients, drop of nectar, nothing happened. Choose from ingredients, drop of nectar, nothing happened. Of course, when I try to show it on camera, we don't get it. It is a 1 in 25% chance you get +1 to all attributes. So you go to the world map, reset or no, you do have to step away at least 1 tile and then come back, and then campfire. Let's see if we can get 1 to proc. We'll just do the rest of them. Nothing. 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 Okay. But trust me, it does work. When it procs, you get +1 to all 6 attributes. And so if I tried now, yeah, it's not going to let me. You aren't hungry, so you know what? Why not? Let's just use some ingredients. Come on. +1 to all 6 attributes permanently. Okay. So yeah, and in that way you can actually raise your attributes beyond 100. And as you could probably guess, it's quite a tedious task. Again, lots of menuing, and just yeah, and lots of disappointment. So 1 in 4 chance that could happen. So that is one thing that if I really wanted to, I could sit here and just farm. As you can see, I did it up to like what was it, 20, 26, 27, something like that. But yeah, I'm not really too interested in doing that. So let's move on to, let's see what else. I do have some in-between notes here that I was supposed to read. Yeah, before I talk about gear, because there is a slight gear change, I do want to mention that I went villager exploring. Remember that I used the mumble mouth technique to get all kinds of secrets, and I basically went to everything that was a settlement. Just for fun. Like, really, we're not going to gain much from visiting all of those settlements. There's just a couple of random quests if I really wanted, but they provide very low XP. I think they do. I don't think XP scales with villages and level. But anyway, I found a warden who also happened to be a legendary jeweler. And it's crazy because we had this legendary jeweler down here that I was talking about that I just kind of liked popping in and seeing what jewelers had to offer. But yeah, I actually found one. I really can't believe it. I think I might have forgot to dismiss them last time, so their inventory didn't reset. But yeah, they just have, you know, jewel encrusted stuff that I really am I'm just fascinated with. I don't know why. I just find it interesting. They also have figurines, which I collect, again, for no real specific reason besides the fact that I find them interesting. It would be cool to find a jewel encrusted item that's worth like 20,000 drams or something, and then throw it down the well in the 6-day stilt. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's really all I have to say on that front. So now let's talk about gear, because it has changed just a little bit. Ganglionic teleprojector. I went ahead and made it 2-faced, and I have not put anything else on it. I haven't put lantern. I don't think it's necessary, but this is just for a little bit of fun. It doesn't have nearly the same AV or DV. In fact, it's quite bad compared to the Zetachrome Apex in that regard. But it, just for a little bit of fun, dominating stuff because we don't have actual domination. And then I'm pretty sure I've already talked about making these overloaded and sturdy so that we always get the increased capacity, but they don't break. And I also changed out, so instead of having those gesticulating gloves, it gives us the crazy amount of strength, which really is nice, but it's not necessary. I just decided to grab a couple more of these guys, which give us more arms, which give us more wrist calcs, which give us more of these, which +1 strength. Although the trade-off isn't good, we are losing a little bit of strength because these only give +1. So like I think that'd be 4 more that we can carry, so that's only +4, but we have to lose 12 strength that the 2 gesticulating gloves would give us. Yeah, anyway, point is, it's whatever. And I did make these sturdy as well and jacked, but I'm not really sure that they actually give us a bonus in our damage. I thought because, so it says here, I guess I can't mouse over, but if you read, it does say that 3 times as likely, including base chance for critical hits. Although I'm not sure if that works with unarmed, because in my testing, I tested using these, taking them off. It doesn't really seem like we really get that big of a bonus. I think like either it equals out or it just doesn't work at all, but I don't know, just kind of something that I can play around with. Another thing is that I wanted to have these just in case I wanted to experiment with other builds. Like I could put an actual cudgel in my hands, which is something that I think we're going to do today as well. But yeah, at this point we can take whatever skill, we can buy whatever abilities that we want, because we have quite a bit of skill points, and I can get even more if I wanted to, like just start downing the warm static. But there's really no reason to do that. And I could also just buy up all the rest of this, which I probably should at some point, but whatever, not really a big deal. But that's that for gear. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about the, let's see, control tab. I don't think I changed anything, but I do want to actually take out the Crysteel Handbones today, and I want to try Giant Hands, and I want to go kill the Ape God and see if we can use the Fist of the Ape God if it does any more damage. I also got this Force Modulator that I was considering putting into my right arm, which is still unslotted. Or we could duplicate the Bionic Arm, because this gives +2 strength, so that'd just be another +2 strength. But again, I don't know if that's really necessary. So before we go kill the Ape God, though, I do want to talk about some potential things that I was thinking about doing with this build. Now, when it comes to cybernetics, I suppose that... So one thing I thought was maybe using magnetic core. It goes in body. We would have to give up our equipment rack. We would get a 3rd floating nearby slot. And with that, we could, instead of using the... whatever these are called, helping hands, to get us another set of arms, we could get another Agglegot Circle of Light. And now those have a better offhand chance too, even though we're not using offhand. So for this current build, that's not really, it doesn't really matter. But if I wanted to ever switch to something that uses all these offhands, it's just an idea. There's also rack, but I'm not sure. Or drop rack. Yeah, we're already using rack, so we would drop rack for magnetic core. Yeah, I don't know. And then also I was thinking about putting coprocessor on the helm, but I don't think it gives a significant enough boost, really, because that would help out like with all this other stuff. Really, I don't really know what I'm doing. There's all kinds of stuff that we could do, but yeah. Anyway, let me refer to my notes, see if there's anything else really. Yeah, not really. Not really. Okay, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Let's actually go see if we can. Do I have everything? Yeah, there's other stuff that I could do potentially. Like I did find these when I was farming my clones. This gives +1 strength, although it's not nearly as good as the boots that we currently wear. So that's one idea, is I could try to farm this extra dimensional gear. I could go get the other pearl and equip it on all of this, and then just go hunting, and then try to get something. I could potentially get something better to offhand. That's not a relic. And the cool thing about these things are they can still be modded, so we can add some mods too if we really wanted. Just an idea of something I could do, but I'm probably not going to do. Anyway, let's go. Let's see here. I know where Ape God is. Yeah, but I haven't actually went and killed the Ape God, so let's go do that. Let's see. All right. Should be pretty easy. We should be able to go straight there. Although I don't know if Auto Explorer is the best idea with all these. Yeah, game likes lagging out whenever objects are being thrown all over the place. Although, just take a quick peek inside some of these things, maybe. Silver Nugget. No, I don't think there's anything we really need. Go straight to the Ape God, wherever the Ape God may be. Should be... We're not attacking me, were you? No? Alright, down we go. I think they're like, what, strata 10 or something? I honestly have no idea. Okay, there's some stuff. Is there no way down? There's a way down. There's a way down. There, hey, waiting for me right here. Hated by worms. Hated by trees. I really don't want to lose tree rep, but our rep does not really matter at this point. Because we can either A, kill anything that hits us, or just use our Schrodinger pages. So we're going to drop this fool very, very quickly. There's so much. Let's start with a slam. If this doesn't one-shot him, then okay. Oh, I don't conk myself. Wow, look at that. That was one hit. That was one hit. Else too. Okay. So killing their god, I think that awarded bonus increase. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Nah, we don't want to name it. I will take this. Now currently, if we try to equip it, let's just get this. If we equip this, yeah, it takes up 2 slots. Now that's, you know, that's not terrible, but I would like to keep my... So what we can do is equip big hands, because we don't need the Christ. Now let's see, 65 pin with no limit. However, where would it be? This has 66 pin. It does 62. Versus 3d4. This does give... And the strength bonus cap is 9999, which I'm sure even with our crazy strength, we're not even close to that. This actually has weapon class of cudgel. I don't know. We'll do some testing. We will do some testing. We're going to recoil. We're just going to get out of here. Apes don't like us anymore. I probably can't recoil. Yeah. We're going to have to just walk over here. We can't walk over here. Alright, you guys can get murdered. Alright. Now we'll recoil back to the Salt Desert. And there is a becoming nook right over here. And it's bloody around here. And slimy. So that's nice. But actually, let's do some testing. Let's do some testing. So I brought cloning draft because I wanted to do some testing here. So we're going to pour it on ourselves, 1 dram, because I'm like the only thing that I know that I can use as a test dummy, because we have like the highest HP of anything, I think. I don't even think Chrome Pyramids have as much HP, but even if they did, they have like resistances and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so we're just going to attack our clone and see what kind of damage we do. So 220. We're just going to look at the average, like these little numbers that pop up. So that's 230, 240, 240, 228, 227, 260, 25, 29. So what? An average of around 230 to 240. Wow, there's some low rolls right there. But yeah. So now we'll go over here and we will uninstall our Crysteel Handbones. You can see license tier 125, very nice. Turn to the main menu, install, and then we will install Giant Hands. Go ahead and do the force modulator. Let's just do it. Not super necessary, but whatever. Okay, then we're going to come down here, and then we're going to equip the Fist of the Ape God, which now that we have Giant Hands, you know, another thing that we could potentially do is Metamorphic Polygel this Fist of the Ape God, where it's instead of, or wait, yeah, it's weapons. What would happen? Wait a minute. Let me try something. Oh, it works for... Okay. I just had a wonderful idea, but we're going to try this first. Let's just see what things are like. Let's clone ourselves. Metamorphic Polygel, apply. Or no, not Polygel. Cloning draft. Or on ourselves. 1 dram. Wait a sec. Alright. Now let's see if we do, on average, any more damage than we were doing. So, let me just make sure. Okay. Alright. 295. 291. That's good. 296. So yeah, now we're... Yeah. Okay, so now I'm pretty sure... Are we getting more criticals is another question. Well, I can't tell because... But either way, it doesn't matter. We are doing a lot more damage. Okay. So now, now I'm thinking we turn on multi-weapon fighting. Now we do have to sacrifice our plus strength. So I wonder... That'll give us so much ego and 2 hits. So we're going to trade our strength for ego. And then all kinds of offhand chance. So now maybe that circle of light and getting rid of the rack and the magnetic core is sounding a little bit better. But let me do some stuff first, okay? Let me see if I can... Yeah, so I am going to, I guess, make a little cut here. And I'm going to equip myself with a bunch of those fists. I'm excited to check out what that's going to be like. Could be just a bust and not work at all the way that I am hoping that it will. But either way, I will, I suppose, be right back. Okay, welcome back. And I've done the thing. We're back here at our testing grounds, and I've noticed something weird. Gotta be a bug, some kind of bug. But even though I've clearly removed my Crysteel hand bones, it's still showing the Crysteel fist. Weird, huh? But anyway, I duplicated the Fist of the Ape God several times, and I've equipped all of them. So, wait, what? So let's just see how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. Okay, and got our ego is plus 69. Nice, haha, sex number. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Now let's first of all let's make sure we got all the necessary skills. Cudgel, definitely, we would have had that anyway. And then multi-weapon fighting, we got everything. So that'll is increased by 50%. Is there anything else we really need? I don't think so. Don't think so. So now we will turn off single weapon fighting. We will turn that off. Okay. And then we will... It's either going to be insane or just not very exciting at all. And it was a waste of time. Or pour it on myself for 1 dram. Okay. 1 dram on myself. Wait a sec. Alright. 256. 289. 279. 267. That's definitely from all those procking. It has to be. It has to be. Because before, we definitely weren't doing over 1,000 damage in 1 hit. Yeah, 2 hits. This is definitely the way to go. This is it. It took way more than 3 shots to kill them. And let's just do... another test. And let's also turn off... Let's turn single weapon fighting back on. Now we're still going to do a lot of damage. But yeah. Nowhere near as much. 2, 3. Okay. It turned a 3-shot into a 4-shot, basically. By doing that. But it is still a damage increase. It's absolutely a damage increase. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do. That's our build now. And you know what? Now let's also do... I don't think I have a magnetized core. I don't think I have that. Or is it... Well, let's see. Let's see. So yeah, this again, we're pretty much at the end of the the adventure. Really, the only thing left is to kind of do experimental stuff like this, and I think this is good. Personally, for myself, I will have this build that I can always come to and just like test stuff out with. I have this maxed out character. I can just do all kinds of cool stuff. I really do. I have a magnetized core. Guess we could check these guys, but I doubt it. Bep, how you doing? Well, let's just see. No point in proselytizing if he doesn't. What are the odds that he does? Pretty low. Gutsmonger maybe. No. No. Well, that is kind of sad. But I really would like to... I can't imagine that it would be too crazy, so I might farm for that later. But yeah, this is our build now. This is our build now. So let's go test it out. I don't really... The only thing I can really think to test this guy, to test this build out with, is to go fight a Chrome Pyramid. So maybe we'll go do that. Yeah, let's go fight a Chrome Pyramid. We got lost. What are the odds of that? Gotta be pretty low at this point. And yeah, I know this probably isn't even the most optimal build. There's probably, let's see, how can we just head north, because I think I've already explored most of the Moonstair, looking for those stupid Gersh Nephilim, Khan and Cass. Yeah, there's definitely probably all kinds of other fun stuff that I could be doing, but I am digging this build. Specifically with the what I'm wearing on my wrists. Could also potentially have stops Valen, but that really only gives plus ego, I think, and allows you to give force projection. You can punch these guys to death. Problem is, almost everything is going to die faster than we can actually, like, fully utilize our power. Here's a question. Is Moonstair Strata... Okay. Yeah. I don't think I've really explored Moonstair Strata that much. Oh, this all dilute though, isn't it? Yeah. Which isn't ideal. There's N-Dimensional Star Shell. There's... We could fight a Star Shell, but it could open a Vortex, and well, let's just fight one. For no reason. One-shot it. Okay. We can do that. Yeah, so we did, let's see. 220 plus 209 plus 233. I wonder if Backswing has a chance to proc for all of our fists. Look at that. Just see a Chrome laying around. I am going to take that because the Zetachrome gear has been, like, even with Tilly farming and Thick Shrew farming, the Zetachrome gear has been kind of lacking. I just want to see a god dang. Maybe I shouldn't be like down strata. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, another thing that I might do with this build, just for funsies, is check out some more layers. No strong reason to do it, but again, just for funsies, just because, you know, we're at that point in this game. Why can I not go this way? Thank you. Really? No Chrome Pyramids. Never there when you need them. And then when you don't need them, there's like hundreds all over the place. Uh, oh my gosh, what is going on? I thought, yeah, there's a Leering Stalker. We can fight a Leering Stalker. They're also sometimes scary, I guess. Alright, so yeah, we just straight up did almost 800 damage just in one shot. Also, we can also, where is it? Where's my ganglionic teleprojector? We can take control of the Leering Stalker as well. Although there's nothing I really want to do with this guy. But we can, if we wanted to. We could level this up. We could have a little buddy that we could take around with us and control wherever we go. Although I don't think they can buy mutation points anymore. I think in older builds they used to be able to, but I'm not 100% sure. Could just be remembering wrong. That'd be so cool if we could dominate a robot with ganglionic teleprojector, get it to learn actual domination, use it to dominate a bionic creature or organic creature, I guess, and then dominate Crow Song, and then use Metamorphose. That's just dominateception. But yeah, just one Chrome Pyramid, please. Oh, that's great. You are suppressed. I don't know what that means. Dilute intro. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Please. Please, game. There's all kinds of stuff going on over there. A decarbonizer. I'm not worried about a decarbonizer. Although they can decarbonize you. Can be scary. That's like, I think I've talked about it before, but when you're deep cave diving, like 1,000+ strata down, that's one of the most annoying things, is you can't auto-explore and auto-walk because, first of all, auto-explore will stop you in your tracks. Because it says, oh, you see a decarbonizer beam. And then you gotta sit there and, okay, there's one somewhere. There it is. And then with our, yeah, we should be able to walk right through. So let's go fight this guy. If we one-shot, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Let's slam, actually. We did not one-shot. Honestly, I think slam does less damage. Or no, it's just, again, these guys, this is why I don't think they make good test dummies, because they have, like a super high, I guess it would be AV. But yeah, this guy's already faring better than most things have against me. Conk. Oh, look at that. Slam is on such a short cooldown. We can just... It says 10, but like, I think we're getting it back because of reasons. But yeah, that was nothing. That was literally nothing. I'm not sure if there's anything left. Unless we force wish in those guys again. Well, would you look at that? I don't need it though. Is this just regular warm static? No, it's diluted. I'm not sure if regular warm static even drops on the ground anymore. I know the trick where I made a video about it, how you used to be able to drop warm static on the ground and you have a chance to spawn these 500 pools of not dilute but real warm static. But that's no longer a thing that you can do. Yeah, let's head back. Let's head back. Solid Desert Recoiler. Activate. Alright. No, not in. Shift G. Alrighty. I suppose we can take one more look around. See some of the stuff I've been collecting. Talk about these chests a little bit. A lot of these I haven't really touched much since we kind of, like when we first started cloning merchants, and I just kind of was collecting everything. This was supposed to be kind of semi-important stuff. These are the backpacks that I cloned when I was first cloning my cloning draft. Snakeskin armlet I kept because it was actually something that we could wear on our wrist before I decided on the uh, cal or the whatever the hell we got at the moment, because they actually provided DV, which is better than nothing. Yeah, this was stuff that I thought was going to be important to the build, which it kind of was. Kind of was. Yeah, just stuff. I think this is also more of the same, kind of, only somewhat slightly more rare / important stuff. Next, this is just weapons. Again, mostly from when I did clone vendor farming. Same thing with this. This is going to be armors. It's my old. I think I tried experimenting with coprocessor, but it's not, I don't know, again, not good enough to really justify using it over other stuff we had at the time. Here's our missile weapons, which sadly we've just been stuck with these guys, but the +4 strength is so good. Yeah, maybe it would have been nice to have an actual projectile weapon, but what can you do? A little bit of artifacts, not much really here to talk about. This stuff I probably could break all of this down. I was also keeping my glow spheres, and this is just kind of like low weight / sellable stuff, and yeah, also injectors, but don't really need money. Don't really need drams. And here was all of these have been learned. I don't remember why I was keeping them. I think to potentially sell them if I had to. Yeah. And then this is my figurines. An agate chrome pyramid figurine. That's funny. Over here would be kind of a dump chest, foods and whatnot. And this was where I was keeping my precious liquids before I duplicated all of them. This was kind of my buffer area for books before I took them off to the stilt to trade in for levels. And again, this was kind of a miscellaneous chest. I did have another extra dimensional. What does this do? Okay, no wonder I wasn't carrying it. Yeah, just random stuff. Over here was kind of this was semi-important quest unique items. I did actually find, when I was visiting villages, I found the quest that require both of these. I could go turn them in. And then here are some of my, I think all of my relics are in here as well. This is a trash chest. This is a chest. I actually, when I went on my last clone farming venture, I loaded up on chests as well, just so I could use them for storage around the base. This was kind of before I went clone farming for the first time, where I just kind of dumped all of my stuff that I didn't want to clone, and I guess since then I just haven't really had any reason to come back and pick any of this stuff up. This was like the stuff that I was carrying on my old inventory before I went clone farming, and everything just broke wide open. I don't think there's much over here. Yeah, this is just some stuff. These two chests I think were for, yeah, I was testing out a serrated dismember build with precision and fingers. I didn't like it nearly as much, and you know, that's not what Fisty's about. And then again, just some random stuff. That's all the junk that we've collected over the years. Now we can actually, this is the only really the only vendor I care about anymore. And we don't need Berate either. I could probably take that off of my abilities list, but yeah, so 5,000, that's good, but I've seen a ton of these, absolute ton of these. See, there's two in a row right there. I also have been seeing a lot of recoilers. I picked up these reprogrammable recoilers. I like how this one's, well, this one's just a regular programmer, but I like how it's got the music symbol. I like this how it's got the money symbol. And they're jewel encrusted. So I did mean to convert my Salt Desert recoiler to one of these, and then I can always duplicate them as well. So I can always have a jewel encrusted. The only thing I don't really like is, so notice how the title jewel encrusted, it's randomized, like what I mean, it's multicolor, but the colors are somewhat randomized. But if you clone it, the colors are the same. I don't necessarily like that. I like it being shuffled up every time, but I guess that's a small minor detail. I will take that, add it to my collection. That's funny. I also did check that if you, same, I think we did it with a gigantic gemstone. If you put a rough one in a tumbler, it will lose its vendor symbol, or the mark of the vendor. So that's kind of unfortunate. But hey, what can you do? Jewel encrusted freezer. I also tend to see a lot of those as well. So we will dismiss you. And yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else to do. I think this might be the last that we see of Fisty McFistface, at least for this series. I got some ideas for the next series already. Should be pretty fun. But if there is anything that you think I should do with Fisty that you want to see, maybe something challenging or at least interesting, then do let me know. But yeah, this has been really fun. This is the first time I've ever gotten to in-game like super crazy OP, like ever, on a classic playthrough. So I'm pretty proud of that. There was that one little snag with the Salt Kraken, and I've moved on since then. I've calmed down, but you know, in my opinion, it felt more like a quirk of the game. Is what ostensibly killed me. um, and I, you know, it didn't feel. It felt like some unceremonious, just quirk of the game, and especially on all the previous screens, my auto explorer had been saving me from exactly what happened. But like I think there were two at the same time, and the game couldn't figure out like what to do. And yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel right, and so at the end of the day, it's really about having fun. And that just wasn't fun to me. So yeah, I do feel a little, I don't know, it's a little snag, but whatever. I don't think it's a big deal, and I was able to put it behind me. I mean, that was really the only, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't even like because my character was underprepared. I mean, had we wanted to fight those Salt Krakens, even at that point, we probably could have. But better safe than sorry. Even though I was still safe, accidents were still made. But yeah, but yeah, that's really the only hiccup, I think. Early game, you know, it was a slog. It always is. No pun intended. But like I think the first 10 to 15 levels are pretty smooth sailing, and then the next 15 to 25, it's such an uphill battle. Like you're just, unless you get lucky with gear, which as I recall, we really didn't. But yeah, this is a super powerful build. I really like it. I would definitely recommend it. Beginner friendly? I think so. I think it's pretty straightforward. Although Qud itself isn't necessarily the most beginner friendly game. A lot of it comes down to knowing what you're up against, knowing your opponents, knowing what to do in what situations. As long as you got a little bit of a handle on that, but definitely this could be a good build for learning the game. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you for sticking with this series, and I guess I'll try to come up with some ideas on what to do with the next one. Once again, any ideas for Fisty, let me know. But until then, thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.